Okay, guys, welcome. I hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Well, I guess it could be wherever you're at in your day. So today's practice, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start warming up. So let's just go ahead and start to find a little march here. And if you missed my introduction about weights, we're just going to use a set of weights today. And at times you may find that you don't want to use any weights. Maybe you just want to do body weighted exercises. If you have a couple sets of weights, it's always nice because you can switch off. Let's go ahead and do a little step touch. And instead of, we'll be cycling through several exercises 2 times. We're not going to be doing a kind of a circuit style or holding for a certain amount of time. We're going to go for reps today. So we're going to do about 12 reps on most things. Let's go ahead and take a wide stance here. Open the toes just a little bit and find a squat. Just a wide squat position. Good. And then let's go ahead, come on up, and then just find a little bit of a twist. Now we have kitty cat joining us. It's always a toss-up, you know. Do you lock the door and then you have animals banging on the door? What's more distracting? And then bring it back through center and press it back down into that squat. And we'll go for about 4 more. So just warming the body up. And noticing, remember, we want to sit back rather than coming forward. And then reach up and then take it to the side. Stretch. Starting to open up the shoulders. And then bring it back through center and circle them right here. So whatever direction you're going, go ahead and switch now. Second direction always feels a bit strange. And shake it out. Okay, so our first exercise, we're gonna start with a squat. And you're gonna think about dropping your hips back behind you, keeping your chest lifted. So think about, rather than coming forward, you're gonna drop your hips back. So let's go ahead and come into position. And if you would like to, you can pick up some weights. I'm not gonna pick up some weights on this first time through. So go ahead, feet are about shoulder width apart. And then we're gonna come down and lift back up. So just go nice and slow and controlled right now. We're working on really good form, pushing through your heels, keeping your chest lifted. If you can, press through the floor and focus on squeezing your glutes at the top. And then come on up and let's just do a little test for a little bit later. Bring your hands out in front, and then instead of sitting back, I want you to do more of a front squat. So think about dropping down, and you're still sitting back, but you might notice that your knees come forward a little bit more than dropping your bum back. Okay, so we're gonna stay a little bit more upright, and hands are here in front. Let's do 2 more. Okay, shake it out. At this point, our legs should be good and warmed up, I hope. Okay, go ahead and pick up your weights. And again, they're optional. We're doing an alternating lunge. So if you want to use weights, you'll hold on to them. If you don't, you can set them down. Stepping back, you're gonna reach back. Your heel is lifted, so the weight's on the ball of the foot. So you're stepping back, and then we're switching. You might find you only go so low. Maybe you're able to go a little lower. So keep moving through this, reaching away from the floor, holding those weights. If you have them, keeping the spine nice and long. And remember that back heel stays lifted, so we push off the ball of the foot. Try to keep the spine nice and long, crown of the head reaching up. All right, this is 6. We're halfway. And those of you that have the weights, you could also add a bicep curl if you wanted to. I'm just gonna keep them beside right now. Remember, if you want more, lower. 10. Last one. Whew. Okay. Hang on to your weights if you have them. If you don't, you may want them for this next one. So this next one is a bent over row. So you're here, hinging forward, spine is nice and long. We're gonna keep our palms on this first one right in close beside. So as you hinge over, draw up from the elbows, push down through the feet. Notice we're not straight up, we're trying to hinge over and bend at the knees. So draw the elbows up and squeezing the arms in by the side. 6 more, or actually this is 6, counting down. 5, 4, so working the back and the bicep. 3, 2, and 1. All right, up to you on this next one if you want weights. So I'll move out just a little bit. It's more of a deadlift position. So your hands are coming down, and instead of setting our weights down each time, we're just gonna keep them right here at the shins. So if you didn't have weights, go down as low as you can. Keep your hands close to your shins and then drag them up and then straighten up. So it's a really deep squat and then come back up. If you want to, you could also just go down as low as you can. So find that deep squat and then pull and straighten. Squeeze the glutes at the top. All right, so that's 4. Maybe you guys got in a couple extra. 6. All right, halfway, really squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, lots of legs here in the beginning, and 1. All right, I'm setting my weights down just to demonstrate. If you do want to hold on to one weight, you'll use one weight. So this is a single leg, either tap or knee drive. So I'm gonna start with my right, and you'll step back and you can tap. It's gonna be the same leg, or you can challenge yourself a little bit more and lift that knee up, practice your balance. Now, if you want to, you can hold a weight in your left hand, either here or here. Most people might feel more comfortable here. So you have that hand weight at your left shoulder, and then we'll begin. So we're gonna come down and tap, or down and knee up. And if you have to slow these down just to work on your balance, just do less reps. Take your time. So that's 6. So keep going slower. If you need to go a little bit deeper to add more, go for it. And then bring it up and switch. So we'll do this one more time on the second side. We'll start from the beginning, and then we'll take a little stretch, okay? So switching sides, leading with the left. If you're using that weight, you're placing it in your right hand. Stepping back now with the left, find that lunge and tap. You might even want to hold onto a wall. That could be another option. And if you're finding that knees are bothering you, maybe that step up and down, maybe you just stay here, do that lunge and don't move with it. Whew, I'm getting warm. All All right, let's go. 3 more. Push and squeeze. 2 and 1. All right, bring it on back. We'll take a moment if you need some water, and we'll bring it on back to our squats. So the second time through, if you would like, feel free to pick up weights. You can have weights the whole time. You can take a little bit wider stance if you prefer. So turning the toes out instead of going straight forward. You could turn them out a little bit and open the hips. I'm gonna do that on this one. I think I'll pick up one weight and just cross it over. So remember, we were crossing here, trying to keep the chest lifted. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So as deep as you can, push through the floor and really squeeze at the top. Keep the chest lifted. Use your hips to drop back. 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We have alternating lunges, and I can't read my notes. And again, if you want to, weights or not, this time you're coming back into that lunge and we're here. So go ahead and begin, or you can go ahead and stay. So if you need a little bit more support, you can stay here. Do 5 on one side and then switch. So you're alternating, focusing on that balance. So lots of stabilization today. Find the pace that works for your body. As you step back, take care of that front knee. Just noticing where it's at. So we want to try and get enough space, stepping back with that foot, so that our front knee stays in a good position, so that we're not way forward. We want to have enough stance so that we have somewhere to go with our lunge. All right, let's go. 4 more. I don't know about you guys, my legs are getting a little tired and wobbly. Thankfully, we'll be moving on after this set, this cycle. Okay, and pick up your weights. Get a little leg break here for bent over rows. On this time through, go ahead and turn your palms back, and we'll come into our row, into our squat position, but a little bit wider. So you're gonna pull up and then back down. As you straighten your arms out, careful that you're not letting your shoulders round forward. So think about a little bit of work between the shoulder blades, drawing up and back. Find that squeeze between your shoulder blades so that we focus on our back muscles and also our bicep muscles. Whew. All right, we are halfway. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 1 weight maybe, or 2. Actually, I'll keep 2. And you're coming into your deadlift. So you're gonna come down. So imagine picking that weight up, and then you just come up, straighten it out. So go as low as you can. Straighten. Try to keep the chest lifted. I look forward at you. Keep the chest lifted. Hips draw back. Think about your hands or your weight scraping up along your shins, and only go as low as you can. All right, keep going. I'm gonna set my weights down. 5, 4, 2, and 1. All right, shake it out. This will be our last leg exercise. So these are our same leg lunges. Again, if you want to use a weight on the opposite hand, it'll be on the left side. We're stepping back with the right. Okay, Here we go. Stepping back. You can tap, or you can go ahead and lift your knee. I'm gonna leave my weights on the floor. Feeling a little tightness in my back today. So, not going to overdo it. So we might slow it down if we need to, right? Really emphasizing this movement. But you're also working on that stability. Two more. And switch. If you're using a weight, it's in your right hand at your right shoulder, and we'll begin. You can do that tap. You can do that knee lift. Or you might choose to keep the foot back. Just lunge from here. All of them are great options. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, fantastic. Let's take a moment to stretch out the legs. Take your right foot forward, your left foot back. So we're coming into that lunge. To open up the left hip, bend down into the knee. More lunges, you say, right? Take your left arm up, reach it up over to the right. So find a side bend here. And then take the hands to the hips. Step your left foot through and then hinge forward. So a little hamstring stretch. Drawing the toes away from the shin. And then rock forward to that left foot, reach back for the right heel. Hold on to something if you need to. Pressing the thigh forward, so we might want to think about the pubic bone lifting and the tailbone dropping as you draw your heel towards your bum. Okay, I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Then you'll bring that right foot through, step into a lunge. Here we go, we open that hip again, and then step the heel down, press the heel down, sorry. Step that left foot through and then switch sides. So now your right foot is back, tuck the tailbone, reach up the right arm, reach it over to the left. Yeah. Good, good, good. And then bring it forward, step right foot through, draw the toes back, press the hips back, stretching through those hips. Hamstrings, rock forward to the right foot, reach back for the left, tuck the tailbone under, and feel the stretch in your quadricep, front of the thigh, as well as you might feel a little bit of that hip flexor. Take the left foot back, press down through the heel. All right, so we're gonna go to the floor, and we're gonna stand up on this first one and just to do some inchworms as we move into a little bit of core work. And then we're gonna have to finish up. All right, so we're coming down, hands to the hips, hinge at the hips, walk yourself forward. So you come into a plank position, walk hands back, and then roll it all the way up, okay? Hinge forward, keep tummy nice and tight, walk forward, find that plank position, walk it on back. And again, go the pace that works for you. This isn't about trying to rush through what we're doing. I want you to think about really good form. So if that means you have to slow it down more, perfect. Do what your body requires. Each time we come to a class, if we can think about just doing a little bit more, right? Challenging ourselves a little bit more. It doesn't have to be massively. Over time, noticing your strength increase, your stamina, your balance, your flexibility, all those things. Okay, go ahead and do 2 more. Okay, on this final one, when you are in your plank position, go ahead and hold here. Like plank, push through the floor, pull the belly up. Take one more big breath and then lower all the way down to the floor. Press down into the feet, find a baby back bend. We're just gonna hold here, focusing on our spinal muscles. You can stay here, reaching the hands up and back, or if you like, go ahead and pick up the feet. We're right at time. We're gonna finish up with this exercise and then just a child's pose to let everything go. Let's hold for 5, 4. If your legs are lifting, just notice the glutes here. 3, 2, and 1. Release it all. Bring your forehead under or to the mat or to your hands. Find a little wiggle of your hips, letting all of that go. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, press on back, lifting the hips towards the heels, opening the knees, and maybe bringing the head to the floor. Just find a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. Walk the hands over to the right. Whew. All right, as we finish up here, just notice how you feel. Bring your hands back through center and over to the left. Lots of leg work, lots of balance today. And then back through center. If you guys can get a little bit more stretching in, maybe coming onto your back, drawing your knees to the chest, that might feel really good. Take this opportunity for you for another minute or so. That would be fantastic. Thanks everybody. Happy Friday and have a great weekend. Thanks for being here.